once Daisy's in the stanchion, we're gonna lock her in. Honestly, I bet if we didn't have her head in the head gate, she'd still stay. She's one healthy cow as far as eating goes, and pretty much if there's food involved, she'll stay. So what I like to do each time she comes in is I like to do a look around. I'm feeling for any lumps, any sign of illness, any sign of injury. I'm checking her lymph nodes to see if there's any lymph nodes that are swollen. I'm looking at her udder. Oh, here we go. So we have a tick problem here in our area. So look, she has a tick right here. So I'll be making sure to treat that, and also to rub her down with some neem oil and insecticides. That's an organic insecticide. We're looking at all of her teeth to see if she has a lot of buildup. We keep her underside shaved, so it makes it a lot easier. We also keep the paddock and pasture very clean and clear of manure, so it helps a lot. If you look at her back end, you can see I brush her tail out daily. I brush her udder out, and I actually cover her udder in a oil-based, like essential oil, and it has coconut oil, almond oil, vitamin E oil, and it keeps it real nice and slick. So, since I'm here, I'm gonna hold up her tail, keeps it out of the way. So we're looking at her eyes, seeing how if she's bright and shiny. She is. Going on this side, doing my visual, doing my feeling. She's looking good. This time of year we don't have a fly issue. Again, we're looking at ticks. It's winter. So I'm looking all around. She's looking great. So I've touched her. My hands are dirty now. I know now I'm going to be re-gloving up, which I usually do. I'm going to now brush off all the extra dead skin cells. If there's any manure, I'm brushing quite aggressively. I'm getting really up in there. She is pretty clean. We're looking at all of the teat canals to make sure there's no manure, there's no debris. So now that I've done that portion, now I'm going to re-glove up. Not with that one. Try not to touch it as much as possible. Now I'm going to spray her with an iodine spray. I have an iodine dip that I'll be doing after. So what I'm doing is I'm spraying not high. Remember, keep dry, dry. So not going too far up, just the places that will be in contact with the liners. I use the extra that's on my hands and kind of rub it around. I feel like it kind of helps me stay clean as well. If you'll notice behind, I have a clock on the wall. The clock is great too. It has temperature. It has a thermometer, so our what would that be, a temperature gauge, so I'm able to tell what the temperature is in here, especially in the hot summer to know how much time I have. I need to get going really fast to get back up to the house and get the milk processed. So I'm looking and it says 30 seconds. I just let it go for a minute. I take this time to talk to Daisy, kind of wrap my head around what we're gonna be doing that day. So we're just letting it sit. And here I have our shop rags. So these are great. You can rewash them in bleach and they come out really nice. So it's been sitting on for about a minute. So I'm gonna wipe. What's important is using 2 different cloths. I have one for the back 2 quarters and I'll have another for the front 2 quarters. It's important to kind of be on one side for each udder and teat. So I am pretty much aggressively wiping down this teat. Going to the clean side. Now I'm going to flip the cloth around, go to the other teat, same process. Find another clean area, tug and pull, really making sure it's nice and dry. This now is dirty, I throw it there. I grab a new cloth, and now I'm going to do the front. As you can see, she is pretty clean. There have been a couple times though, when it's raining and it's a mud fest, that she comes in and I almost feel like I'm gonna cry because she is so dirty. And it just takes a while to get her nice and clean again. Each time I'm rotating and finding a clean spot on the rag. So I'm looking over. I'm making sure every area is nice and clean. Dirty rag goes in there now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip. Stripping is super important because it allows us to be able to see any signs of abnormalities in the milk. We, like I said, do CMT tests every other day. A lot of people don't do that, but because she has her calf on her, we are going to be doing that. There's not a set number of squirts. Some people say, oh, 5 squirts, but Daisy has one teat that is much smaller than the others. I'm not gonna get a huge stream out of her off of 3 squirts. I need to do more on that quarter. Daisy had a CMT test yesterday. It was great. So now I'm going to attach the claws, you know, and get going on milking. It's really important that your claws never touch the ground. It's important that all of your hoses are clear. It's important that they're all attached quite firmly. One thing that's interesting that we do is we have single wall stainless steel water bottles in our milk bucket. So as we are milking, the milk is instantly starting to cool down. This is really important for us because, again, we're pretty far from where we're going to be processing. We don't have a cool tank. We don't have that capability right now. So this definitely helps. By the time I get up to house, the milk's already at 50 degrees. I have plenty of time to pull that milk down to the 40 degrees, 37 after that, easily before the 1 hour mark.